Hi friends, it is Tea with Teaquilts, and today is Saturday, January 31st, 2026. It is 8 p.m. Central Standard Time, and we're here for 1 hour live, 2 hour live sewing chat. Yeah, today I was supposed to be trying out this Clover fabric tube maker. And as I'm sitting here looking for my pieces for my Bernina, I just noticed that my plate is not where it's supposed to be. And where is it? I don't know. So we may not be working on this, but let's put this over here for a minute. Woo, don't want it to fall. I'm going to look and see if I laid it on my desk at some point. But, yeah, I don't... It should not be up here, but just very weird that it's not in the drawer where it usually is. So I have no idea what happened to that. And we can't sew this project unless I have the correct plate, because I have a single hole plate and I need one with a wider hole. So I'm just looking up here at the things on my desk to see if it's in there, and it's not. Okay. I really didn't think so, but I thought I'd look anyway. So now I'm trying to figure out, like, did I travel with my Bernina and use it somewhere? So I have to figure that out. Well, I guess the experiment failed. Oh my goodness. It's like those are things that you don't even realize you're missing because I don't use it on a regular basis. So I still got pieces over here from Strip and Dip. I want to put those together for binding. Yeah, I just don't see metal anywhere. This is the other thing I want to try out is the binding maker. I got that laying up here. Make sure I didn't put it in my bag here. The only time I know that I change it is when I'm working on bags, but I haven't done that in a while. So let me check my bag that has all of my bag tools in it. I can't even. The last time I used it, I made probably was sewing batting together. Batting, or have I been sewing batting together? I have no idea. That's something that I didn't even know was missing. All right. I don't see it in here. Okay, a fail. I'm sorry. This is terrible. Just threw away Chuck. And I think I looked there. Okay, let me pull up the comments. I got to get online first.
Vacationing internationally on your own can be quite an...
All right, let's see. Skip. It's like I have never put my Bernina feet back here, so it shouldn't be back there. I have never done that. The only other thing, I got my whole Bernina case, but I never put it in my Bernina case. I got all my bags here, y'all. I never put it in my Bernina case. Let me check this one too. It's in here. Is this it? Yeah, it's in here. Weird. I thought I had put some batting together since then. We don't need that phone. Let's see. I had to think about the next step. All right. I'm like, oh my goodness. All right, making sure it's the right plate. Yep. Don't want any surprises. All right, these have been in here unless I travel. That's why I checked the other bag. This I haven't taken this bag out of the house since retreat. I thought I had put some batting together since then. So now I'm using the 1D foot. All right. All right, let's see who's in the chat. Oh my goodness. Um, I'm hoping I'm at the beginning. Am I at the beginning? Hold on. Yeah. Delia Short is in here with Vivian Calvi, Jeff Rhines. He says he bought a new Janome Travel Mate 30 today. I don't know what that is, but interesting. Very nice. Bonita Nance is here. Sue, I said Sue GSD, didn't I? No, Sue GSD is here. I don't think I have all the chat messages popping up here for some reason. Linda, the Irish Cell Lady, Remo JS, Minnie Dula, Deborah Sims Brown, Sheila Willis, Darcy Savali, Dolores Feltz, Zandra Odom, Sharon Lewis, Jester Creative Space. On the Bernina sewing machines, we don't have an accessory case on the machine. It's all separated. They give you the little Barbie box is what they call it, but it doesn't hold enough, so I bought the bigger Bernina bag for that. But yeah, we have nothing that holds anything on our machines. Clarice Miller Witt, hello and welcome to the chat as well. Welcome to the live chat anyway. Holly Duvall is here. Guess who, Nancy? Ray Mahone, happy birthday. I have not been hanging out on Facebook. I forgot to do that. Happy birthday, Ray. And read the chat so you can see people say happy birthday to you. He's not going to respond back, y'all. But he can at least read them, because I'm not. Deborah Holloway is here. Let's see. That's what I said. I had to have travel with it if I had it in there, but I could have sworn I put batting together since then. Anita Baker's in the chat. Yolanda Risa. Michelle the Quilter. C Joy Creations. Sue GSD and Darcy. Can you all please repost your comments? I don't see them. Darcy, I see yours now as I'm scrolling. Sue, I don't know if you've redone yours or not. Okay, Jeff. Kim R is here. Hey, girl, welcome back. Sherry Williams is here. Tracy Middlebrook. Phyllis G. See, they saying happy birthday, Ray. You better read them. Darcy is reminding you all to hit the thumbs up button and subscribe if you're new here. And also hit the bell for notifications. Also check out the Facebook page, Teaquilts LLC. And make sure that you answer those 4 questions so that you will be given access, because I'm trying to keep the scammers or spammers out of the group. Also, I'm live here on YouTube on Saturdays, 8 to 10 p.m. Central Standard Time. for 2-hour live sewing chat. And then on Wednesdays, I have 1 hour live chat that starts at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. Hey, Quilting Cynthia. Hey, Celeste. Hey, Quiltiniana. Hey, Claudette Bettis. And Paula S. Mama Fo. And Phyllis says she has the red Janome travel mate. So that's cool, cool, cool. Let's see. What else was I going to tell y'all? I don't know. Oh, I was waiting on Sue GSD. That's what it was. Thank you, Sue. She says 164 days until Retreat 2026. Don't miss the T and Kevin show with special guests Joe Carmel and Jason Lewis. So yeah, thank you, Sue. So 164 days. If I didn't put that plate, if you didn't put that plate, we would have had to do the lottery number quilt with the confusing numbers, girl. I still have to sew on that. I still have to sew on that. She's talking about the snail's trail. I do have all the rows sewn together, but I don't have the rows sewn to each other, like in a quilt top without borders. And the reasoning is because Jersey got sick this week at school, so she got kicked out of school. And so I had to go to Jersey's house and watch her. She got kicked out Thursday, so I watched her Thursday and Friday. And I actually was trying to sew on the projects and left my pins at home. And some of my seams are not where I want them to be, but I'm not taking them out. And so I didn't want to sew anymore to sew the whole rows because every seam needed to match. And I had pressed everything open. So when I even had seams pressed the opposite directions, they didn't stay. So I did not want to sew on it anymore. So I had a different week this week. Jersey had a fever. Anytime you have a fever, they kick you out of school. She just got a cold. I think Jersey is going to be like me and her mama. And she's going to have sinus issues and stuff. And they've already diagnosed it, but they don't really give you any medication for it other than cold medicine for children at her age. So, yeah. What do I have here today? What I wanted to work with was this clover. Let me just put the picture up here so you can see it on the side. I wanted to try out this fabric tube maker, but I don't have space right here while I'm live with you all with, camera. Trying to read chat and all of that stuff to do like a big rug. So what I was thinking about doing is trying to do maybe a bowl or something small. So I have the clover thing. It comes in a box. It has instructions. I think the most challenging part that I see people is trying to figure out how to get these things to open. And I'm not going to open it up in the air because I have a feeling it's going to shoot across the room. But just in case, I'm going to try to open this here. And then it's like press and push forward. So that's the most challenging part of this, is opening these. So let's see. And while I'm left-handed, I'm one of those people that I've learned how to do things a little bit different. And so my left hand doesn't really have strength because I actually pick up everything with my right so that I can save my left hand. So yeah, so I've got 2 larger pieces that go in and lock when you put it into the channel. And then I also have 2 of these units that go in when you want to. So this one folds it in half, and then this one folds it in fourths. So we'll see if it's necessary. I'm almost thinking you could just use this and manually fold it in half yourself, but we shall see. And the other thing over other brands is that you've got to keep up with all the pieces. So they do lock into themselves for storage, so you only have the one piece, but when they're out open, if you don't put them up into the two parts, you still got to keep up with all these different sections if you're not careful. I'm laughing at my brother now. He did come back and make a second post for y'all. He says, thank you all for wishing me a happy birthday. So yeah. Claudette Hall's in here. I don't think I said her name earlier. It's the fabric tube maker is what it's called, from Clover. The binding maker is over here. I have it by Magic, or Taylor Seville, the Magic binding maker. I want to try that one. So yeah. Hi, Judy Hebert. So yeah, so then the other thing you're going to need is some strips. And so I am using a Stash jelly roll from Benartex that I've had for eons. I probably got this at Tuesday morning because I did another quilt that I did a pattern on my YouTube channel using a jelly roll, and it was Benartex, and I got it at Tuesday morning when they were open, and it was about like $23 for the jelly roll. So I thought that was pretty cool. This is not my favorite. It's called Melbourne by Andrea Caminos. I think that's what it is. Caminos, yes. Under the Contempo line of Benartex. I don't know why I'm saying Benartex. It's Benartex. All right. So all I want, I'm going to throw this away. I do keep those. I haven't used any yet, but I've been keeping them. So I just need to open this up somewhere. And then I'm just going to pull off 6 strips. I'm not going to, if I was trying to do a whole rug, I would be using them all. But I'm not trying to do that here. So I'm just going to take off. Ooh, they got like 3 of these pieces in here. 1. I'll see whatever has 3 and just pull those out right away. And so we're trying to get 6 of those. This is going to be a mess. I'm trying to see if I can do a bowl with 6 or 7 strips, something like that. We shall see. And I'm just trying to pull out the ones initially that have 3. They all have at least 2. So I'm going to try to pull out the ones that have at least 3 first. Because, you know, if I wanted to do something, I still got pairs available to me if I need them. 1, 2, yep, that's 3. I'm surprised at how many of these got 3 in them. Like, good Lord, make some more fabric. These 2. How many is this? I'm just going to take out everything that has 3 because you can make a bowl any size you want. It's a lot of them. So if I want to make something and I need 2 of each strip, I can still do that, is what the reason why I'm doing this. And then I come up to one that only has 1. That's 3. I think that's 3. 1, 2. That's 1, 2. And then we'll just see how many I got once I get all the 3s out. A lot of them have 3. And then there's a couple of fabrics that only have 1. It's so weird. If it only had 2, I left it in there. If it only had 1, I left it. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So I have 12. So if I do them in 6s, then I can just split them in half. All right, let's try that. Trying to share the colors a little bit now. May not work, but you know. I just want to try it. And I don't want a large project. So I've got my 6 strips that I'm going to use. And then the other thing that I have is, I'm using Bozo batting. This is not Bozo foam. It is batting. I've never used it before. This is some stuff I had in my stash. And it's just been sitting there. And so I went and hunted it down so I could find it and use it. It's 2 1/2 inch batting. It says 100% organic cotton blend. And that's what's crazy to me. Cotton blend. Like, what does that mean? And then it's 2 1/2 inches, about 25 yards. So I'm just using this because this is what I have. You can also cut your own if you have leftover batting from your quilts and stuff. You want to piece them together, you can, because when you end a piece, if you run out and need more, and look at this, it's super wide. So yeah, we're on a roll already, right? I already got to do some trimming because that's not gonna work. And I don't want to waste that much. If it was just like 1 inch, I would have ignored it, but nope, that's too much. So we'll just cut this off. Hopefully these paper scissors will cut it. Get close anyway. All right, so I had to cut that much. Not bad, but I just didn't want to waste it. All right. Hi, Sandiago. Welcome to the chat. Leetta Bryant. Celeste says she made the Anything Goes tote using the clover maker and she loved it. So that's cool, cool, cool. So I don't know if we should start this like light. It doesn't really matter, do it? Like light to dark or what? Okay, so if I start, this is my lightest. All right. We'll start with the light in the middle. That's going to be the bottom of the bowl. That's most likely going to be covered up anyway. So I am going to connect these. I have made a rope bowl. And I've made a rope bowl with fabric wrapped. And do I have any? I have one up there on the shelf. I don't know where my green one is. I have one. I want to put this. This is the foot that I have to put it underneath. Oh my gosh. Let me pull it out some more. It doesn't have a slot on the side. I have to take it underneath. This is my 1D foot. That's why I don't use it. But right now we're just going to be connecting, binding with a straight stitch. So I haven't changed anything. I'm just going to eyeball the center, and it's going to be a little difficult because I'm not going to mark number 1. And number 2, this is not an open foot. I'm almost wondering if I should try to find something else. Not the 97D, that's for sure. See, I don't even keep my other feet in here. I only keep the 1D and that one. Let's see if I can find another foot. And I don't know if I got any in here when I took it out of, you know, when the stuff got taken out of. This shouldn't even be in there either. Put that up there. Bernina oiler. I'm just trying to make sure I didn't take any more Bernina feet out before I go, you know, to the other container. Because with this foot not being open toe, I really can't see. So let's see if I have a Bernina open toe foot in here. Okay. These feet are about to fall out because I have this. It's been sitting up. Got Teflon. I've got the 1C. We got 1D in there. This is 10C. I'm looking. Here's an open toe. What number is it? It's 20C. I just won't have the stitching, and that's fine. I'd rather be able to see. 39, 37. That's not it. That's the embroidery. This is zipper. I don't know what 16 is, but that's not what I'm looking for. I'm just looking for anything that's an open toe. You know, have all this stuff and don't use it. Rolled hem. I don't know what foot 30 is, but it does have an open toe, but I already got one better. All right, so that's the end of that. Let's see if I got any feet down here. No. I have the stitch regulator down there. All right, so we're gonna take the 20C foot because we can see, okay. Whoops. I put these on here to help, because this case is poorly made. And so I made these, I just cut some Velcro pieces that I can go across, and I put Velcro on the edge to keep it in. But you know, I haven't been in here in a while. So let's put that back up. And then we're gonna keep this 20C foot up here because I should be using it a lot more than I am. All right, let's put our bags back up, and I'm gonna lift this up and raise the foot. We're gonna take this off so I can see, because my 97 foot I can see, even though it's not a full open toe. I can see better. I can't see on that. And I need to go over here and change. I need to change everything on my machine too. Search 20. 20C. And I need to change my plate that I changed. It's the 5mm. And we can get out of there so we don't get any error messages when I go telling it to zigzag, okay? And remember that I don't have I don't have my thread out, so I might just go ahead and maybe I'm gonna probably run out of bobbin. I got one extra bobbin here, but we'll probably run out. Let me back up. I always back up at the beginning because the bobbin is underneath. And I'm wondering if I should back up anyway, but I'm going to just do it how I do regular binding. You know. Let's see. The blend is usually cotton and polyester, but it says 100% organic. What did it say? Oh, she's talking about this batting. 100% organic. And I guess then it's the organic is 100% and then the cotton blend. But that makes no sense to me. I don't want anything with a blend. So, you know, you don't notice that stuff because you just see 100% organic. Like I said, I've had this for a long time. I could have had this when they first started making rope bowls for all I know, because I always thought I was going to be making one or some, or, you know. Okay. So I'm sewing these on a diagonal because I think the seam will be less obvious than if I sewed it straight across. So that's 3. I just want to put a few of them together, not a whole lot. Hi, June Hansen. Welcome to the chat. Foot 20D is the open toe foot. I don't have it in the D, but I do have it in the C. So that's what I'm currently using. Or, you know, I don't know. I could have it. It could be somewhere else for all I know, but it's not in the case right there right now. But I do have a 20C, and I guess I didn't worry about the 20D because I don't use it that often. I would be like connecting binding and doing a zigzag like what I'm about to do on these jelly rolls. So if I like it and feel like I need the 20D, then I'll buy the foot later. If not, I'm gonna not buy it because I got the 20C. But I do normally use a 97D foot. Last one. And then we'll have to trim all of this. And I'm gonna trim it small, and I'm not even gonna worry about pressing it because I'm gonna trim it tiny. Let's see. I'm going to try to trim this like 1/8 of an inch so it's smaller than the 1/4. Yeah, we'll do that. This is not going into a quilt. And it's going to have so much stitching on it, it's not going to matter later. So, again, I've made rope bowls in the past with fabric wrapped around them. But I have never made one, the fabric, with the batting, with the fabric tube. I've never done that. Although I got plenty of products around here to do it. You know, crazy. I just had to buy, you know, normally when it first came out, we were just doing it with, you know, you had to press it. So I guess I wasn't motivated to do that step. And somebody at my quilt guild was saying that they used the Clovis bias tube maker. So I said, okay, let me try that. And she was showing us where she did rope. She was doing a demo, like we had demo day at our guild meeting this month. And she was showing us what she used. She didn't show, you know, it wasn't like show us the whole process, like an actual demonstration. It was show it to us in steps. So, all right, we'll use these on another project. All right, we want to start with the middle. I'm just going to toss this over there. All right. So you have to get this started. I don't know where this is going. I'm just gonna roll some of this off. I need a box on the floor that I can put all of this in. All right, I did not trim off the dog ears on the end, so let's do that. I mean, the selvage, not the dog ears, the selvage. Okay, so now we're going to use these pieces. All right. So I'm just trying to like center it in there so it's the same amount on both sides. Just trying to make sure there's about the same. Should I push this in first? Let's do that. Push down a little bit to get it started. So I just pushed it in a little bit with my scissors just so I could get it started. Okay. And now I'm trying to get my fabric up and around so that it's not going to be tangled up. And I guess I kind of want it centered, but that part's not cooperating yet. Okay, so I'm just going to slide this in and snap it, hopefully. All right, that's in. And then you got to keep, this is going to be interesting because you got to keep this centered on your fabric. It is catching, I have to say that. So when you put it where you want, it does catch the fabric. So now I've got it folded like this. And this is where we would be at the iron, pressing in half and finding the center, then putting the batting inside and folding up, and then we have to fold up again. So you have to go from this center to folding again. And you could do that, I'm thinking, by hand, but they have another piece here for you to put on. Trying to make sure I'm putting this on right. And I'm going to poke this in too with my scissors. And then push this in. This is interesting. Okay. Okay. So now I've got both of these pieces on here. And I'm moving it off because I'm trying to show you guys. But if you had this in your spot, once you place it, like if you did like 20 inches or so, it does tend to grab and stay there. But because I'm moving it, it's moving. But you can see how it's staying there. This is where I was cutting too. So pull this end down, pull this end down. You have the space in the middle. And then pull this, and then it folds. So how much do we need to start? Let's see. I could have folded the ends over too. Let's do that. Let's just cut a little bit out because I've already started. I told you all, experiment. So I'm going to fold the top part over, fold it back to the center manually because I'm on the ends, and try to keep this. I guess I could have stitched this down. It's like, it's no big deal. You got so many stitches, it's like, what's the point? I could stitch this down with just a straight stitch, so I'm not having to hold it. All right. All right. And then fold this in and fold this in. Okay, and just for right now, I'm going to put a couple clips because I'm just starting just to hold it. I'm trying to see how long do I want to go to fold it. Maybe I'm trying to figure out now which way I'm going to be sewing in a circle. Oh, I first got to stitch this. I don't make the circle. Hey, Tom Whittick, where you been? I just got to sew a straight line, okay? I could have left my 97 foot on for this. Let me do that because I know where the 1/4 inch is on, well, I don't need it. I ain't gonna worry about it. This is an experiment. We're just sewing this down. All right. All right, so I can take these clips off. Who else came in here? Hi, Shelly S5. And all right, so we're just gonna, I got this set at 2 inches. I need to increase that. I got my machine on lockdown. I keep my knobs covered, and cause I knocked the tension off of my brother. So since they make knobs for the Bernina, I just go ahead and cover them. We're gonna make this 2.5, I think. And then we'll lock it back up. Probably could make it more than that. So again, pull, then pull, and it goes. I was finna try to make a bow and stitch it at the same time. I was really gonna be experimenting. I probably need a bigger needle. Hi, Joe Cormel. Again, I'm lining up so much better. Oh, Lord, I forgot. These darn pinked edges, they're everywhere. All over my shirt. I don't know if you all can you see that? Yeah, you can see that. Everywhere. Lap everywhere. It's like I only got 6 of y'all. And they have already created drama. I forgot all about opening this and, you know, having a bag in here so that I could put them in, shake them out in something. I got my fabric trash can in here, but I don't want to use that. They'll never come out. Okay. So I'm going till about the end of my table. I don't know how many inches that is. I'm going to say about 6 or 7 inches. I don't know. Let's see. Yep, it's like 6.5. And then I pulled the first one down a little further, but then I pulled that second one to the end of my table. Uh-oh. This one is... Okay. It was, it had started curling on its in half under the second piece for that second turn. I don't want that. Pull down, pull to the table. Uh-oh, my whole thing fell. Okay. That's my Pandora box. I think I said hi to Joe Corbell. Welcome to the chat. Carissa Renninger. She says she is paper piecing. So I'm at my first seam. It doesn't feel really thick. I'm just going to pull out to here. Pull to the end. I need to look at the end and see what it's doing. Okay, let's see. So, it's doing pretty good, and I'd say the width is consistent. Right here is down just a tad, and I think that's where I saw that it was folding in on itself, but I corrected that. It was folding. I could have been given it some assistance with that. Is that it was folding in the second half before it got into the tube. It was already folded, so it was trying to fold it again. So I stopped that. I think that was me. And then the rest of it is all folding right on top of itself without me having to worry about it a lot. And the best part I like is that I don't have to do any pressing. All that pressing that was done for the very first fabric tube rugs. Bet those people are mad. I probably could have put a bigger needle in too, and a sharp, like a jeans needle or something like that. But we're going to continue with what we got. I'm going to change this needle when I get through though. I will not be going back to piecing with it. Okay, so we're still on piece number 2. I just want to make sure my batting is placed, because once the batting is set, for as far as you set it, it does stay. I thought that was going to be a problem. And I don't know if it's because I'm using this over 100% cotton batting. I don't know, but it's sticking wherever I put it. Uh-oh, my clip just fell out of my second fold. Hit the floor. So I got to find that. Okay, so I'm going to have to pull down a little to give me some space, because I sewed to what I had ready. And maybe it's, again, my fault, because it's all new to me. Maybe I didn't clip it in here right. I don't want to blame the product yet. Okay, now I know it's clipped. I heard it snap. All right, pull and pull to the table edge. Now, if you've got like a bigger table or set into your table, you could probably do more. I'm I'm about to go onto my third strip in a bit. My next pull, well, my next pull right there. Don't pull it, Teajuana. Let it do it for you. That's why I want to turn it. I want to fold it in half. That's why I say and then I got it a little off when I do that. So I have to not do that. That's why I say you could really do the last fold yourself if you want to. But if you've got like carpal tunnel issues, well, there's a pro and a con, because these might be a little bit more to get on and off than a regular tube maker by, say, Gypsy Quilter, because you just slide it in, and then it will fold this over for you, because everything that you're doing, probably using your fingers, if you've got carpal tunnel, anything, it's, the less work is better. But you could also just fold this over yourself too. You can go. You can go. I can't take you out. You can go. She just really be trying to get out because she thinks she's going to get something when she comes back in from using, going outside. But it's not happening. You're all done for today. You're all done. I know she's not trying to go sit with my husband. She just trying to get something. I don't want to say the word. She knows the word. Ellie says the pants always suffer and the shirt. Right. It's like, I just happened to look down. I forgot all about that. I don't know what I was thinking about. I don't think she's gonna do anything. I think she's just faking. My husband come take her out. He's so nice. He gonna let her go. She be just trying to eat, child. She is highly motivated by food. Just like some human I know. Ain't that right, Photo Kevin? Carissa says, I'm paper piece and you should see what my pants look like with all the thread and little scraps of paper fabric. I swear they're a magnet. Yeah. Hi, Diane McCoy. Welcome to the chat. And trying to make sure I think everybody's basically saying hello. And Kevin talking about, yes, it's me, highly motivated by food. Right. I'm telling you. I'm still laughing at that car ride, Kevin. I'm trying to ask him. He talk about, we're shop hopping one. This was maybe our first or second time on the road, maybe the first. And Kevin done brought like picnic lunch and everything. And then I'm like, when he pulled it out, I'm like, he like, we're going to eat on the road. And I'm like, okay. I get in the car because I don't know exactly what he's got. I get in the car and then he's got, I think it was salami and different cheeses on some fancy crackers. And I'm like, how are you going to eat this while you driving. He talking about you gonna fix it and feed it to me. I'm like looking at him like he done lost his mind. All I can say is you better make sure when you're fixing somebody else's crackers and cheese and meat that you save some time to fix your own, because I would fix a cracker, give it to him, and then I'm fixing me a cracker, so I think, and he's over there done ate the whole cracker waiting on, he looking like he's not asking for it, but he's like, he's done. I'm like, okay, let me give him this second one and he'll slow down. No, it was the same thing. I was like, I ain't gonna eat. It was hilarious. That boy can eat, and he can eat it fast. Uh-oh. I got this one off a little bit. We just gonna slide it on back over here. Like I said, an experiment. I'll show you what I mean when I get down a little further. Pull. I do like this though. You got to get used to it, but I like it. I like it better than being at the ironing board and then still having to come fold and sew it all. So I'm loving that. Okay, is it far down enough? It really don't look bad. It just got off a little bit. It wasn't right on the edge, just a little bit on the front. Down here, you can see where my finger is, but you really can't see it. So nothing. It's perfect. And Kevin talking about that food was gone right. And the crackers, I'm not gonna talk about Kevin no more. I'm done. I cannot laugh still. Kevin and I have fun on the road. That's all I can say. Oh my goodness. Sue asking, has anybody ever cut setting triangles and then can't find them? Girl, I cut all kinds of things and can't find them. I have fabric pulled out for projects. I can't find my fabulous pattern. I found the book that had all of my projects in it that I wanted to do. But guess what I must have done? I must have put fabulous in a book by itself. So I can't even find my fabulous pattern. So that's why there is no fabulous video. Crazy. Yeah. I'm going to watch this. I'm trying to see how much. Okay, so I have 1, 2. Okay, I'm almost to the last 2 strips, so I'm on strip number 4, I guess. About to go into 5. And I was trying to make sure because my roll, I had rolled off so much batting, it has been used. So I need to roll off a little bit more just so that the batting is not pulling on the bottom. So I've just put all of that together. Pull this and hopefully what's in my lap will stay. I'm testing it to see if what's in my lap I just knocked that cap off again. So it's not me. It does come off. I have to use my foot to find it because my rug is dark blue. This is green and it's dark down there. I thought I saw it move. Here it is. My rug is blue. All right, it did pop off on its own. Okay. And it did snap. I heard it snap the last time I was over here. So, okay. Then I rearranged all the stuff that was in my lap because I had to go diving for my parts. Oh my goodness. Okay. Okay, not perfect right there. Okay. When I get off the edge, I have to like lift the foot to get it back under where I want. Whoops. I do pull it a little bit too for tension. Just pull it, you know, taut when the part where I'm about to sew. Like right here. Then I just make sure that it's pulled taut. All right. What time is it? It's 9:07. Good Lord. I'm laughing at Kevin talking about, go ahead. I got a big mouth. I am not going to do it. I was in shock. I'm trying to tell him I can't do something. And he telling me I can. No, I can't. Try it. No, I can't. He is too funny. Monty said, love some cheese and crackers. Yep. Kevin says, Chris says, sounds like Kevin gives a whole new meaning to snacking. Right. Well, that was our meal. That was lunch. I'll give him that. I mean, we were hungry. We had been out, like I said, when we go shop hopping, that's how come my bus trip be set up. It ain't set up for y'all to eat lunch. I give y'all all that crap on the bus so y'all can try to skip lunch and get your dinner, you know. Because if you eating during the hours that the shops are open, less shops you can go to. Kevin and I, we keep moving. Or we'll get something to go. But when you have a busload of people, you ain't got time for all of that. You do not have time. All right, we're coming to the, well, not really yet, but we're getting closer to the end of strip number 5. I'm just getting batting into my lap here and I see it coming up. Remo is reminding you guys to hit the thumbs up button. Thank you so much. If you would do that for me, I would really appreciate it. All right, we're trying to get through this so we can start the bow. I think the bow part will go quick. Whoa, I'm having a, oh, that's still that Pandora's box. Keeps falling. It's a box in a box. All right, where are we? Where are we? So yeah, you could use these, like just do straight strips and put them together too, and then just bind the ends. I'm thinking that would be cool. I think that's probably how Celeste's bag was made. I'm not sure. I have to look it up. I probably could have increased the stitch length a little bit more too. Let's do that. All right. Because some people sew with 2.5. I sew with 2.0. Now I got it at 3.0. See if that'll make it go through. Yeah, it goes through a lot easier. Well, a lot faster anyway. It wasn't a problem going through. We got this much left. All right. Cut that part off. Fix my roll. I'm sure it's got a lot of stuff on it from this fabric. All right, we'll put this to the side. Let's see. I'm in my head thinking, like, do I want to taper the end some kind of way? The nice thing is it's not a particular size. If I screw it up, I can just, you know, cut it off. So let's see what we can do. So I don't know yet. We shall see. I've cut about 1 inch to 0 from the center out on each side for about 2.5 to 3 inches. And I just want to see what it looks like. All right, so this is not gonna fold because it's not in there. And then I might need this. And trying to fold it on the sides. All right. Oh, I got to take this one off too, I guess. So let's do that. I probably could have waited until I was sewing the bowl and did it too. All right, let's just take this on off. I'm just trying to make it thinner down here at the bottom. All right. I know when I did my bows, like I would be on the rope and then I would take the rope out. So I'm trying to just make it skinnier on this. And just so it's skinnier. All right. All right, so we got the rope. 6 pieces. Okay. Now I got to figure out if this is being fed this way. So I want this circle to come back this way. I've never made a center with a fabric tube before. So I'm trying to figure it out. All right. So I'm just wrapping it in a circle. I'll let you see it with the pins in it because once I get to the machine, you're not going to be able to see it. And I'm going to start it and then take it back out. Matter of fact, okay. So let me just show you what I have here. So this is where I've started here in the middle, and I'm going to be coming around. I think what I'm going to do is stitch this part down because it's going to it's going to tangle up a little bit because it's so tight and it's already wrapped, and then I'm going to take it out and start again. So I'm going to start where I folded it in on itself. Then, wait a minute, because, oh, I have to start this way, right here. And then I will take this out and, oops, we got to get the zigzag stitch first. Number 7, and it's 5.5 inches wide. That sounds good. It's a 3-inch stitch length. That sounds good. That's the standard. This is coming out. I want to put that pin back in here though. Okay, so let's see. I'm trying to figure out why did it go backwards. I didn't tell it to go backwards when it did backwards before. I'm telling it to go backwards now. Okay, we don't want stitch number 7. We want stitch number 2. And we're going to increase the width to 5. And my stitch length to about 2.5 maybe. Right there is good. All right. Okay, I'm going to back this up. Oops, I hit the cut button. That's good too. I can just start over. So it all came apart because I had to take my thing out. So I'm just sewing this part right here. And then I'll be sweeping around. I want to sew it twice because I don't want a hole in it. And I'm trying to keep my seam where I'm connecting right in the middle. It got a little off. All right. So since it came off, this is where your knee lift comes in handy too. And when I stop to turn, I turn with the needle on the right side. All right. So I'm gonna put that pin back. Put this pin back too. Hey, Rhonda Barlow, I'm sorry. Darcy's reminding people to check your thumbs up as well. Sue talking about found them. Right where I already looked twice. All right. When I go around the corner, I'm trying to make sure that I'm pushing some stuff in so that it's got room to go around the corner. I don't know if that's good or bad. I'm trying to see if my stitch length, trying to see if I got a good stitch length. I think it's okay. Why? Oh, okay. I'm like, what is that? Whoa, that sounds like needle breaking and everything. Like I said, you could use a thicker needle in this, I think. It sounds horrible. I don't know why it's doing that. It just started doing that. Okay, let me cut this so I can look at it and make sure it's not doing anything crazy. No, it's stitching. I can show you guys. I just want to cut the starter thread that's pulling through everything. All right. I wanted to make sure it was still stitching, but it's just a zigzag stitch, 3.0 length. No, 2.55 stitch length and 5.0 stitch width. And if you got your 9mm and got an open toe, if you got the 20D foot, you could probably do that and you can make it even wider. But most machines, I've done this with my ropes, I didn't have to have it as wide. However, my ropes wasn't as wide as this. So now I got my thread hanging out here that I just started with. We don't want that to get in the way later. Gave me the gears of death. I don't know what that is. I keep getting a triangle thing up here. I don't know what that is. And when it gets bigger, it'll be easier. See, like when I'm doing not around tight ends, it's a lot easier. I don't know what that is every time it does that. Maybe it's going through a thick part of the seam. And I'm trying to keep this in the middle. When I go on the sides, it goes pretty fast. It's just the corner, the circular. So I guess it's slightly oval, because I just folded a piece down. I didn't care. But it's going pretty good. This is going to make me want to give my rope bowl stuff out now. I'm trying to push this in. See how it's kind of flipped up a little bit, and I've been giving it extra room, so I don't know why it's doing that. Although I have a feeling that if I press it, it will still lay flat. Okay. I'm going to go around. I'm just now getting to my next piece of fabric. So I'm going to go around one more time and then we're going to start making the bowl. Take it from a coaster to a bowl. So I don't know what size this is going to be, but it'll be the size it is. Hold on. Y'all, I'm sewing. I'm air sewing. That might have been why I was hearing weird noises, is because my bobbin was low. I told y'all I can't use my bobbin indicator until I get the other bobbin back. I'm gonna have to take it to the shop, but it's 2.5 hours away. And I only got one more bobbin wound. Well, one more bobbin that's white. I'm using like neutral color. It's not really white. It's like a cream. All right, let's put this in. That's why it was probably sounding weird, along with all the fabric thicknesses with a regular piecing needle. All right. Okay, I have to go back a little bit. Trying to put this in the middle. Shut up, Kevin. Talking about where did that come from? Remarking me. Okay. We're about halfway around with the new fabric. We're almost back to where it started. All right, let's see what this chat's saying. Oh, where in the world did Tom Whittick come from? Okay. That's what Kevin meant. I arrived late. What are you making? I'm making in the title. Always I put it in the title. But it's experimenting with a fabric tube bowl I'm making. Oh, he's retiring after 46 years at the same place. I couldn't even do it. I thought I was going to stay at my job that long. I was like, 30 is enough. But congratulations, Tom. That's awesome, awesome. He'll be at more, shall I say, dog shows and stuff. So that's pretty cool. Oh, thank you, Sue. She says it's on its way. So thank you, thank you. I wasn't trying to rush because I'm like, it's snow everywhere. So I fully understand. And then, like I said, I was sick, so I couldn't even mail stuff out. I can't complain about time. But yeah, I couldn't do it. 46 years. That's really nice. All right. Now we want to lift this up so we can start this to curve. If you leave it flat, it's not going to do it. That's how I made my bowls, my rope bowls anyway. I'm hoping it's the same. And I'm still on, I got off. I'm talking and thinking. I got off my seam line. I'm still on fabric number 2 is what I wanted to share. And I think I'm going to go ahead and increase this to the top of the, it goes to 5.5 zigzag. I'm just going to go to the full zigzag length. So keep this up on the head of your machine. That's going to give you a stiff angle up. If you want to relax angle up, you can leave it out like this. I'm going to put mine up because I just want to see what it looked like. That means your bowl sides will be straight up over flared up. Okay. But I want to just see what it looks like since it's all an experiment. And do put in a heavier needle. If I do another one, I'll make sure I put in a heavier needle. Okay. It's just locked up in there. Stop it. I stopped when I seamed my strip together. I stopped in the middle of that, and I'm using just a size 11 needle. I need a needle bigger than that, but I'm pushing this Bernina to see what it can do. All right, and I pulled this up here so y'all can see it. I need to put it back over here. So, I'm on fabric number 3. We got 6 fabrics, so we should definitely get through this. So you all can see the end result. I tried to find something that we could do that we'd finish. I normally get projects so I don't have to worry about what I'm going to work on for a few weeks. But I thought we'll do something that we can. I did it again. If I stop in the thick fabric, it gives me the gears of death. And it's just because the needle isn't thick enough to be just hanging out over there. All right. I'm going to number 4. I might do this at retreat. It could be a retreat project. Oh, Lord, I mentioned dogs. I forgot about Sue being in here. She just retired from being a groomer, Tom. Hi, Miss Kathy. Oh, she says she's recovering from a small stroke. So sorry to hear that. Yeah, hopefully you'll be back soon to sewing. Oops. This thing is like, girl. Gotta remember, I got 4 layers of fabric, 4 layers of batting. And this thing is like, you sewing me with a size 11 needle? I'm cheap when it comes to needles. I have no idea why. I only replace needles when I need to. Like when they don't sew anymore. For the most part, they got I can feel the knot in it. I already know I don't have to feel this needle. I can hear it popping. We're on fabric number 5 of 6. Notice my bowl over here, guys. Look at that. It's been so long since I'm gonna have to make me some more fabric bowls. I may make fabric bowls and give out this year for Christmas. Y'all gonna see me make a gazillion fabric bowls. And they can be rope bowls or this kind. It don't even matter. If I get tired of one kind, go to another one. I forgot how much fun this was. I think I got off my, I like to, I tried to cut on the, I tried to cut on the wrong side. I got off my line again. I don't want a hole in my bowl. It looked like it caught it, but from the front, it didn't. I guess I did. I was just very close. But I like to make sure. I don't want a hole popping up later. The nice thing about these is that you don't have to, you can't see any mistakes because it's just, all you're seeing is your zigzag stitching. I just be trying to think of other things. I want to look at the chat. And it's like, girl, keep this bowl in the center, okay? All right, we're going into fabric number 6. We should have about a row, a turn and a half. So this is my first fabric rope bowl though. And remember, maybe I'll put a loop or something. I don't know. Let's see. I have to figure out something for this end. I think I got off again, but maybe I didn't. It's at the end if I did. Trying to keep this seam in the middle. My bowl is getting so big. You got off my seam again a little. I just want to make sure. I'm one of them people. I don't want my, when I was sewing, I had the longest backup stitch than anybody else in class because I didn't want my pants falling off. So I guess I'm doing the same thing over here on this bow. I am not going to put a loop in here because I tapered this end to see what it would look like. So let's do that. Because if I do the loop, then it defeats the whole purpose of the tapering. So let's do that. Just want to make sure I keep this over here. reverse. Don't hit the cut thread button, child, like I did before. All right. Yay! We have a bowl. So, very pretty. Again, I just want you to see the sides of it. I could have pulled this down to the back right here. Could have been pulled down to the back, but most of them just have it up here and it ends, and I just wanted to taper it and see what it would do up there. That's the whole thing. You can experiment. You can take it and put a loop in it and put it here so you have something you can pick it up by the side. This is what it looks like inside. And let me give you measurements. Let me put this up. I used 6 jelly rolls strips, and I'll make sure. And I could press this and steam it too, but I just let my bowls be generic. I'm not going to do anything. This is just slightly less than 5 inches over there. Let me check this side that I ended on. It's slightly over like 5.5. So that's like the folding of with the material of 1 round. So it's about 5.5 tall at the tallest part over here. Over here it's 5.5 inches. And I gotta, when I backed up, I didn't cut that out. Y'all know I gotta go after the threads. But really pretty. I like it. I did not know if I liked this fabric, and I've used it because it was neutrals. But I really like this in bowls. I could see a whole collection of these in here using this fabric. Just having a collection of them in these neutrals like this. Very pretty. And I picked it, you know, because when you're experimenting with stuff, you don't want to use, you know, your good stuff like my batiks, or I don't even have any Tula Pink jelly rolls because I don't buy them. I don't buy them that way. But I'm trying to think, who do I have a jelly roll of that I want to use? Like some of my Ruby Star stuff. Yeah, but that's really cute. So I might have, like, I needed another one. I think if you were giving these as gifts too, like this could be your bread bowl. Would be really pretty at this size. And if you just wanted to give people a bowl that they could say, like, put candy or something in that they sit out, then probably 4 strips. I got 1 strip on the bottom completely, and then I went up after I went around with the second strip. So if you did 4, it would stop where the yellow is for a candy dish. And then you could also go up higher too. You know, like before you get to the first strip, you could go up higher. But that's a pretty good size bowl. It would be nice too, I think, because some rolls have 1 round of the fabric of the jelly roll and some have 2. Maybe using 2 of the same jelly roll in a row, except for the bottom maybe. The first and second one, I've got 2 full rolls, but after that, I've got plenty of the first one, but the second fabric, I've got 2 to 3 rows, and I like it a lot better when I can see 2 of them instead of 1. So maybe using 2 of the same strips in a row, except for the first 2. So pick like some of my strip sets in here. I've only got 1. Those would be great for the center of the bowl and that first level when I go up. Then as it gets bigger, maybe using 2 of the same, so only picking 2 more sets of strips. and using both of them, if you know what I mean. Hopefully. Yeah. You'll get to see more of the fabric going around. I'm one of those people that I'm not, if it's scrappy, it's scrappy and I'm okay with it. Like if it's changing colors every, say 18 inches or something. But if I got a round and a half, then that kind of catches my eye. Some people, that won't bother them, but I'm just looking at it now, just critiquing how the rolls played out with how I randomly did the bottom size. And like I said, I did the bottom size all with one jelly roll. And then when I got to the second one, I went around one more time before I lifted it up. And yeah, I think I would do the first 2 jelly rolls single, and then the ones after that would be double. So I'm really glad that I went through that jelly roll and sorted it like that. So let's see what people in the chat are saying. T, what was the tool called again? The fabric? The clover. I'm trying to get it where the English part is. Hold on, let me close the box so I can get it up here, because the English part's at the top and then it goes into like 4 different languages. But it's the Clover Fabric Tube Maker. And this is what it looks like on the sides. I didn't use it to construct the bowl. I used it to construct the strips, which keeps you from having to use an ironing board and an iron to press your strips before you can even get to sew them. That's what bothers me. And then if you're doing it by hand, it's very bad on carpal tunnel to keep putting them in there, folding twice and folding and holding. Whereas these hold it for you. You're just dealing with the part that's right under your needle. So I really did like them. I do like them. I'm going to actually see if I can put these where I have my small tools so that I don't lose them. I'm going to put them right there. So, yeah, these are really cute, I think. And if I'm well, like I said, maybe my family might appreciate them this size. But I'm like, you know, when you normally start giving stuff away, you try to do it smaller. So I'm thinking candy dish. But this 6 strips for a bowl isn't bad for a gift. And I just did 6 because I ended up pulling out 12, and then I did half of them. I was trying to see how many of them did I have. I had 3 strips of the 12 fabrics, and so then I just split them in half. Yeah, I don't know. Y'all want to do this at retreat? I think it's cute. I can get like if you're only doing one bowl, I can like buy this stuff so that you don't have to have the whole thing. And then I can cut off, you piece your strips, and then you just come get what you need. I can figure all of that out. That's pretty cool. If need be too, I can make kits out of them too. Like make the kit. Yeah. Pretty cool though. I like it. My first fabric bowl. Let me show you my rope bowl. I got 2 of them here. They both got something in it on the shelf back over y'all. But let me show you. Hopefully we don't have an avalanche. And I have rope bowls bigger than these, but this is what's right here. All right, so fabric bowl. Here is some of my rope bowls. I'm going to show you this one last. I got pieces in here. This one's made with all beige scraps. And then when I got through, I hand beaded the top. So here's the bowl, just all scraps. And on the rope, when you use a rope, you wrap around the rope. So this is all wrapped around the rope, and what you see from the fabrics are like the fabric fraying around the zigzag. They're all raw edges. Now, I did see somebody like, and I haven't done it, long time ago, I saw somebody make a bowl. They used their leftover binding, and they just wrapped it around so that the raw edge, the finished edge, let me show you some binding. The finished edge was on the outside of the rope. How come I don't have any over here? Now you talk about crazy. I guess because I ain't making no binding, huh? I only got about 15,000 quilts that need bindings on them. I guess I don't have any over here. Sorry. I don't have any over here. But yeah, so then when I got through, I went along the top and got, because it reminded me of nature, Africa. So I went and got like these beads and put along the top and put the beads on it. On this bowl, this was scrappy, just scrappy neutrals. And I don't know where, I have a green one somewhere. It must be filled with stuff. And I also made a whole tote bag that's a rope with a thick rope, really thick rope. Yeah, I have that. It has my, when I was doing line dance classes, it had all of my stuff to go to line dance class, my iPod at that time. And then I switched to iPad, but then it had my speakers and all of that type of stuff. And it was inside of a bag. This is all one fabric. It was the Madagascar fabric that they had at like Hancock's of Paducah. One day they had like a 50 cent per yard and nobody wanted it. I ended up getting it, and you can't even read anything Madagascar. It just had the word Madagascar all over it. But when it came together in the rope bowl, you don't even see any of that. I love the colors. And then on top of this one, I put some eyelash yarn on the top to make it pretty. So some of them I leave plain, some of them I add stuff to it. If I have something already at home that's the right color, then that's what I do with them. Yeah, but this is one of those god-awful ugly fabrics, and it makes a pretty fabric bowl though. Very pretty. I want to put these back in here. See, and I wanted to use this. This is a really pretty jelly roll, but I didn't want to waste it on a bowl. It's like all Japanese or Asian prints, shall I say. Not Japanese, Asian. So yeah. Let you see the bowls here a little bit. Right there. Let's see, we got 6 more minutes. Let's see. 6 strips was my bowl. I think people are still asking just in case. I don't want anybody to say I'm not telling you. I love the bowl. I can see one using African jelly roll. That'd be cute too. That bowl is beautiful. I've made them with cotton clothesline and wrap never strips. And that's what these are over here, Michelle. So you must have had that in here. So these comments have been here. I'm still scrolling, y'all. I had stopped. Thank you, everybody that's saying the bowl is pretty. It's amazing to me how you can pick some of the ugliest fabric or fabric that I'm like, I could use this fabric. You know, I picked up other jelly rolls and go, I'm not making a bowl out of that. And then I pick up this one and it's like, okay, I thought I had something I was going to do with this, but, you know, whatever, I can use this. If I don't like it, I'm just going to, you know, I can always give it away or whatever. And then when it's made, it is so pretty. It is so pretty. So use the ugly fabrics if you like the color. Diane says, lovely, Miss T. Have you tried a jelly roll rug? No. And that was the whole reason that I had purchased this stuff that I had, the batting on a roll. Years and years and years ago when we first had to press everything at the ironing board. And I guess I never made it to the ironing board, so it never happened. And I wanted to try out this clover tool first before I commit to a whole rug. And I don't have enough room here to do this with you all because I'll have to clear everything off. I won't be able to read chats or anything because the rug's going to get really big. And you need to try to keep it flat as long as you can. As I was telling you all that it was trying to bunch up a little bit. And so I kept pushing extra fabric in to prevent it from being cattywampus, shall I say. It's a little not level in the bottom. There are so many things that people are doing with these, but let's see. It's pretty, very pretty bow. Great size to hold rolled up hand towels in bathroom. Yes, that's a great idea, Chris. Diane said, love Miss T. Do you, I read that one. Super cute. Do you have to spray it to keep its shape, or do you, like you do with the rope bowl? I have not pressed nor sprayed any of these rope bowls, and they have been sitting with product in them for years. And I haven't blocked or done anything. No, you don't have to do any of that. I think people just don't have enough to do or something, and they're just looking for something to do. So my answer is no. This is one that's been sitting up there for years because I haven't worked on these projects. This is one I did that I don't even know what this project is. So this stuff has all been sitting for years. These are just extra pieces probably left over. These bowls still have their shape and they have been heavily weighed down. You do not have to press nothing. You just doing it because you want to. So no, I have never pressed a rope bowl. And I've seen where people have pressed their jelly roll rugs. And maybe they do that because it's on the floor. And they want to make sure that it's going to be totally flat. Now, if I put a rug on the floor, I would go to the next step and go ahead and put the rug backing onto it. I wouldn't just lay it on the floor with that type of rug backing. I would get one and make sure that it's attached. I would put it onto the rug. Either have to glue it or hand stitch it down or do something. But I would make sure that if I had a rug on the floor made out of fabric, that I would most definitely make sure that that backing is stuck to the back of it. I know it's easier to wash and clean, but you don't want somebody slipping on a rug. It's not flat like your rugs you normally buy, and you can put the fabric underneath. Let's see. I like the colors. That's from C. Joy. Thank you. Very nice. Would be fun to make. That's Darcy. Yes. You did great. Pretty bold. Thank you. That's from Quilter Nana. My friend put napkins on her kitchen table in the one I gave her. My husband has a small one for his keys. Hey, Mary Ziegler. What are you doing? He says, oh, I need one. Hi, everyone. I finally remember to watch. Snowed in here. Good. Y'all need to stay at home in Atlanta. There's too much traffic on the street. Minnie Doula. I used 2 jelly rolls for my jelly roll rug. I used a 9014 needle. That's a Quilter Nana. Tom says, my favorite roll bowls are my oval ones. Yes, I really like the oval ones. And I thought the green one was oval, but I can't find it. And I think I got my block on board sitting here, and I think the big one is over in that corner that I use for class. So we won't be getting that out because I'm not using it. So I'm not going to go over there to dig it out just so you all can see it and then have to put it back too. Because I have to move 3 stands of AccuQuilt block on board dies. Because I ran out of space on my shelf because I kept buying them, okay? Thank you, Phyllis. And Carlette says that's a great idea, using leftover binding to make the rope bowls. Yeah, because I can't believe, here is a piece of binding. So I don't have any rope, of course, but what they do is you have your raw edges, because normally with a rope bowl, I personally like my strips cut like 3/4 to 1 inch. I didn't like them any bigger, so this is 1 1/4 and it's doubled. But you take it and you wrap around. So you're constantly moving this to wrap it. So you wrap this around. And what happens is, as you're wrapping this around, when you're wrapping around, instead of it being raw edges, you have the finished edge of your binding strip. I don't know why I didn't see this before. So, and to me, this is pretty wide. I like them a little bit narrow, but I guess you can go a little faster and make them. But it's another thing that you can do with your binding strips. But this right here is all finished edges. Remember on this one, I was showing you where you have the frame. So it prevents the fraying because there's no raw edges showing. And then as you're wrapping this around, you are constantly covering all the raw edges. But like I said, this is a little bit bigger than what I'm used to using. You could even trim this down a little bit too. Trim it 1 inch from the fold, taking off a little bit of the bulk too. But it doesn't feel bulky on my card here. But I just like I think you've got bigger space. So that's why I'm saying you can get them done faster with this size, because you've got so much space in between this fold and that. It's about about 5/8 of an inch difference. Whereas I wrap mine, I had no problems wrapping. I would be sitting watching TV wrapping, and then when I get through, certain parts, I would stick a pin in it just to make sure nothing came apart after I had done so much. But yeah, but I kind of like that. I saw that years ago, but then I wasn't making bowls, so I never did go try the using my leftover binding pieces. But I just remembered that this one lady had said she did hers from that. Love the beads on the bowl. They are a really nice touch. Yes, I think, like I said, you could put a loop over here. Like I could have stopped back here, made a little, roll the end up and put it on the side here as a little added touch. You could add flowers that you make out of fabric, or you can add a real flower. I mean, a real artificial flower, you know what I mean. You can add a flower or anything, buttons you want to put on here to decorate. Say if it's your button container, maybe you might want to put buttons up all around the top. So that's pretty cool. It's 10:04. Ooh, the minutes be flying by. Good night, everybody that's leaving. Everyone in the southern region of the latest snowstorm, please be safe and secure. So yeah. But yeah, so thank you, everybody. I'm glad that worked. We might make this a retreat project. I have to check with Kevin and Jennifer and see if we want to do this. This would be really cool. So yeah, that's gonna be it, everybody. I will see you all Wednesday. I guess the next time I'll see you all at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time for 1 hour live chat. It will be birthday shout outs for the month of February. So if your birthday is in the month of February or any month of the year and you're not on my birthday shout out list, just send me an email to teaquilts@teaquilts.com and I will add you to the birthday list. You don't have to be in the next month. I have a list on my computer. I just put you in there, and then when the time comes, you're there. But most definitely, if your birthday is in the month of February, I will be shouting those out on Wednesdays. If you come into the chat and tell me your birthday in the chat, I'm not going to call it out separately. I want to do them all at one time, so everybody's birthday is given the same treatment, okay? So I will see you all then. You all stay blessed. Be safe, everyone, and quilt out. Deuces! I couldn't resist.